we have the boys minor doubles, and then we follow with the men's doubles.
Go down with it.
So in the boys minor doubles, we have first, representing Cork, the reigning champions. So please give a huge welcome to Tadgh, Neill and David Walsh. And receiving first, representing Wexford, please give a huge welcome to Adam Walsh and Anthony Butler. And your referee for today's game will be Cormac McMahon from the King's Heart Club. Thank you.
Okay, lads, best of 321s, 0-0. Play ball. Side away. No score. Short.
Welcome to Kingscourt for the All-Ireland 4x20
Second serve.
minor doubles championship final between Cork and Wexford. This is Paul Fitzpatrick, and I'm joined here by the senior star from Galway, Martin Mulcairns.
1-0.
Martin, welcome to the commentary booth.
Yes, looking forward to a good day's action now. Cork got the first serve there, but a quick handout from Wexford.
Second hand.
So for anyone who wouldn't be familiar with these teams,
1-0.
Cork lads, the Cork partnership of Tadgh O'Neill on the left and David Walsh on the right are the reigning champions. And they've won numerous All-Irelands together. On the left is probably not as well known. I haven't seen them playing before, but I know they beat the Galway pairing of Cian O'Connell and Oisin O'Coulon in the semi-final.
They'd be a pretty strong player.
Who were very good.
Cian's left-hander, isn't he? Good player, yeah.
So like the Wexford team here, there was a left and a right there as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this game goes, but I suppose the favourites would have to be the Cork pairing.
0-1.
Absolutely, even though they're 1-0 down here. Here's David Walsh serving out, immediately attacks the right. I can see a lot of long rallies this game, but probably a big factor is going to be Tadgh O'Neill's killing the ball. Martin, he's able to end rallies, put the ball away, and he's serious power in his shots.
Yes, I suppose, look at Tadgh is an exceptional player. He's the minor singles champion this year as well, was in the minor singles final last year, and as you can see there, incredible power. I think that'll be a big factor too. He'll just put the other team under so much pressure with the power.
Yeah, but there's a great shot there. And you can see he's got great footwork. Get his feet behind that shot and get set up.
Yes.
If he gets his confidence early, it could be a short afternoon for Wexford.
Yes. Well, in fairness to him as well,
reserve, track the ball.
I don't know, I'm trying to think back, but every year minors enter the Gaffney tournament, but they usually get a tough draw off the top, naturally enough, because it's their first year up at that level. But like, I can't remember any minor champion, not to mention a player who had another year minor that won 2 rounds in that tournament, which he did this year, so he's an exceptional
minor. There's a good chance that he'll
1-1
go on to be a top senior, and I think he'll be taken after his clubmate Killian Carroll, even though he plays a different style. But a lovely shot there by Butler on the right for Wexford. He flattened the ball in the left corner.
Point.
There's a little bit of nerves on show here earlier on from the Wexford fellas.
Yes, but I think as well
2 serves 1.
Anthony Butler on the right is no stranger, although I didn't see that match, but he's no stranger to the All-Ireland final. He actually won the minor softball doubles with Daniel Kavanagh last year, so he does have experience of playing on the big days. Yeah,
the big time experience can't fly at this level. Here's O'Neill now in the back of the court. He's just getting to show off his repertoire of shots. Lovely shot there by Wexford. Wexford, in fairness now, I know we said there were signs in there, but they've settled okay now. They're going for their shots.
Yes. I suppose it's easy to say, and I wouldn't be by any stretch of the imagination a great doubles player, but it's important if they could get a point every time they go in with one or 2 points, but some technical difficulties.
1-3.
I think they're just trying to block us out here. But the rally's going on here anyway. No real pattern has stitched itself to the game. Yeah, that's a nice shot down the left.
Point.
What I noticed earlier on in the Tyrone against Kilkenny under-21 game,
2-3.
Kilkenny were a little bit overpowered. Probably had the edge on craft and some really crafty shots. A nice bit of skill. But Tyrone just had the edge on power. Johnny Woods.
Together
which would you prefer in the doubles game? To be the one hitting the ball hard, or the one with the little bit of style around the front?
Well, I suppose if they're able to handle the power, and if you're able to, as you're saying, use a bit of craft and style to pick off shots, I suppose hitting the right shots at the right time would be more important than just hitting the ball hard. But I see Butler and Walsh, the Wexford partnership, seem to be sticking to their own sides and playing side to side, whereas Tadgh O'Neill seems to be taking over. Maybe that's why.
That is a phenomenal shot, dude. That's as good as you'd see from any senior player. As good as you see from yourself, Martin.
I don't know. I think I needed a few more of them at certain times this year, but
Short.
A great kill.
It's interesting to see. You talked about the big alley experience. You can see the big alley strokes that Anthony Butler has there coming into play already. Big underhand.
Yes, I think Anthony's from Ballyhogue Handball Club, and Adam Walsh on the left is from St. Joseph's. So two different clubs. The two Cork boys are both Mallow Handball Club, which, in fairness to them, we saw Tadgh Carroll, Killian Carroll's older brother, winning the intermediate this year. Tadgh O'Neill won the minor. Killian's obviously doing so well both sides of the Atlantic. They're really producing the players the last few years, Mallow, and I think that's a
5-3.
I credit all the coaching that they're doing with the underage players.
Absolutely.
They have a lovely facility renovated there as well. So
did a huge entry in the World Championships last year as well from the Mallow club. But look at that right side arm from Tadgh O'Neill. When your footwork is that good and you've got that rocket of a right arm, you can nearly kill the ball from anywhere.
Yeah.
Once he can get his feet behind it, he's gonna try and shoot it. It's good to see a young player that knows what he wants to do. He wants to put the ball down.
Yes. Quick, good start for Cork. They'll be happy with that. 6-3.
Side away.
Hand there by David Walsh. Just didn't get his feet set.
Serve 6
on the left hand. Wexford, as you say, they just need to get at least 1 point on this visit to the service box. That's pure nerves there. He didn't set his feet at all.
Second hand.
Trying to scoop the ball out from
3,
too
6.
close to his body.
They'll be relatively happy though. At 6-3, sometimes the worst thing that could happen in some of these games is it could be 7 or 8-0 and it's disaster. Whereas, they're still serving here and it's only 4 serving to 6. So I think they'll be happy enough overall at the start.
They will, and there's a real big alley serve there, the big underhand.
Tricky one. Chance here maybe.
Left corner's open if he goes for it. This is a big rally now. What's O'Neill going to do with this? Back on the roof.
Good left. I think we'll be seeing plenty of roof shots coming from there anyway.
Looks like Butler's just going to
that underhand.
Yeah.
The only thing is though, as you can see here, the rallies are so much longer, and Tadgh is doing a lot of the playing. If the Wexford lads keep it in play, and he's doing all the hitting, he could tire out if they can stay with them.
True. That's true. He's a big fella.
Yeah.
Definitely probably the biggest lad in the court. Although his partner is pretty big too. They're both going on 18 this year. The last year minor. And you can see that they're two strong fellas.
Yes.
That's a hell of a shot again, by
7 serves 4.
I think he's probably. David,
side away. Second hand.
There. I think he's probably the best minor to emerge in the last 4 or 5 years.
Short.
Would you agree with that, Mark?
Good call by the referee. Well, he is definitely. It's hard to compare years.
Second serve.
As I said earlier on, I've been at that John Gaffney tournament the last few years. I've played in it as a minor winner, and I've seen all the other lads that came there, and I can't remember anyone winning one round in it at that age, not to mention 2. So
8-4.
What scalps did he get in that? I think he beat Joe McCann.
Joe McCann, I think, in the first round, and Dara Daly possibly in the second one in a tie break. But I can't remember any minors doing that. So
yeah, that's phenomenal stuff for a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Wexford
4-8.
back in there. Let's see, they didn't score at their last visit to the service box. They really do need a score here. Here's a chance. Got to go for the left corner. Again, the big alley stroke there. Here's O'Neill.
Reserve.
Good call by the referee.
Replay.
I think I could be wrong, but it just
4-8.
It seems like the plan for Cork is that the majority of the play, that Tadgh will take the majority of the play. That can be tricky too, though, sometimes for the other player. I find when you're not too sure you're meant to take it or not, even when it's coming your side.
5-8.
And I think I think that could be why there's been 1 or 2 misses from David there early.
There's another one. You get frozen out of the game, and then you feel like when you do get a shot that you haven't hit a great shot, and suddenly you start doubting yourself. I can understand that. Fair in mind. 7-8. Wexford would be very happy there.
Well, as we were saying, it's so important to get them points when you're going in, but I kind of
7-8.
I think I can kind of relate to what David's experiencing a bit here from my own doubles this year with my brother a few weeks ago against Paul and Michael, who will be playing the senior final later on. You know, as you'd expect, my brother got a lot of the. I think I'll just have to stop and count on that kill.
What a kill!
7-8.
If they could be showing the replay on that, but a mouse, as they might call it.
Yeah.
But flat roller. But I just feel in the doubles it can be very hard to get into a rhythm when the ball is going to one of the players all the time. So even when it comes to you, you can miss. That was my own feel on it.
Sure, yeah, it makes sense. You're not used to it. It's almost like a 2-on-1
Side away.
at times. But then I remember years ago. It's almost 20 years ago now. Owen Kennedy won a minor doubles in the Big Alley, and he played with his brother Brian, who was only 14, and they beat Paul Brady and James Brady, and it was a one-man show that night. So it can be done, but it definitely takes care of your rhythm.
Yes.
But just go back to that kill when we were talking there.
9-7.
What a flat kill by Tadgh Neill.
Short.
Well, I think it's been the difference so far, and I know it's only 9-7, but Cork are killing far more ball. You know, that must be at least 5 or 6 rally ending kills. Thought maybe a replay there, but
yeah. Referee lets it go on.
Yeah.
Here's a chance now. Wexford need to be taking these chances. There wasn't much conviction in that shot.
Oh.
It's going to be scrappy here now.
Reserve.
That's a replay.
But the difference is when Tadgh Neill and Cork are getting them chances off the back wall, you know, a lot of them have been rally ending. The rally has been
9-7.
And how important, Martin, is it that you kill the ball in doubles when you get a chance?
Well, you might be lucky in a rally if you get one chance, so you really do have to take it. Like there, and that's kind of been the trend here early on in this minor doubles.
Really all that's separating them, to be fair, is Tadgh Neill's kills. If you took that out of it, there's absolutely nothing between them. But Wexford are showing that they're two decent players, very decent players.
Good get.
Point.
Nice 2-wall pass
left
shot.
and right.
What's O'Neill's left hand like, Martin?
11-7.
Oh, both hands very strong. Both hands very strong. Just a natural player, real natural power.
Point.
Gap starting to open up now. The champions pulling it ahead 12-7.
12-7.
Would you have thought you might have seen a timeout at this stage?
Yeah, I'm surprised now. Oh, a lovely shot through the legs by Walsh.
One for the Showtime reel there.
But Father Gahuli, our coach academy, used to always say, no point hitting the trick shot if you don't win the rally. You have to win the rally, so it's good to see who wins it.
Oh, great shot.
Oh, great shot by Tadgh Neill. And there's the timeout you're talking about.
13-7.
I think we're probably going to go to a break here any second now. But so far, so good for the Cork fellas, Martin. We're back here now. They're just trying to court after that timeout. Martin, you were talking off air where we have a couple of minutes to kill. You were talking about the tournament that's coming up in Inishmore, and you were saying that you were hoping you didn't draw me again like you did last year. You fluked past me in the semi-final last year. Yes. Have you been practicing hard for it? You have.
Well, I'm just looking forward to
13,
going
serving
there.
7.
They're lovely people out there, as you know yourself. I think you've been there most years as well. Especially, I think it really makes it when it's nice weather, you know, to be able to play up in the playground there where they've 2 lovely courts built. But looking forward to now. What is it, about 3 weeks' time for anyone who hasn't entered? I think the deadline might be closed, but I won't cause any trouble for Micheál there. But anyone who hasn't entered, he might. You can blame me if you want to send me. If you want to send me
14,
a late entry.
The discount code is just mentioned Martin Mulcairn's name. Back in the action here, it's 14.
I can't guarantee anything there. Here's a chance. Oh,
hold on. Play it again.
Late call is better than no call. 14-7. We missed while we were
14-7.
The Inishmore tournament. There was a crack serve down the left by Tadgh Neill there as well. He's really finding his range here. A little bit of a miss hit
Right
there,
away.
but
They all count.
They all count. Wexford stopped the bleeding.
7-14.
Back in. 7-14. Let's see, can they inflict any damage on the scoreboard? That's a good serve.
I think it's a crucial point here.
Reserve.
Not much room being given in there.
Oh, that's a
The one
dodgy
all
one there.
season once you
David,
started
try
there.
and make more of an effort to move. You're standing still the whole time. It'll be avoidable if you don't start to
Referees,
move out of the way, okay?
It's a warning from Cormac.
7-14.
He's ruthless. Tough Cavan man.
Oh, he's a tough cat, man, surely, yeah. But that's the way we breed them around here. Chance for O'Neill, look at that.
Good pick. Here's a chance.
For Walsh with the left. Oh, nice pass shot. O'Neill covers the court well.
Not a whole lot of room in there, so they're doing well to pick some of them shots. Fly shot coming here.
There's the Wexford boys are digging in.
Point.
They're probably a little bit overmatched in terms of power, but they're really making the game.
8 serves
I
14.
have to commend them. Their battling attitude is very impressive. Their body language is very good. They're really up for it, and they're not dropping their heads, even though they're trailing 14-8.
Good get there as well. To see the bit of a communication thing here with the two Cork lads. David just not sure sometimes is Tadgh going to take it or not.
Here's a chance for Tadgh. No, he goes for the wraparound shot.
Good pick. Here's a kill, I'd say. The power.
That sort of power gets you out of trouble when you're not sure what to do.
Second
Just
hand.
blast it sometimes, and it's a winning shot.
14.
There's another example. Both fellas sort of went for it.
Side away.
You called that earlier on. The Cork boys just aren't linking up as well. Even though they're winning, they're
14-8.
a little bit. Their cooperation's a little bit on the sloppy side at times, isn't it?
Yes, and I think that's and it's a common way of playing doubles, you know, where one person takes over. But it does make it hard for the other player. I just find that myself if you've kind of arranged
15 serves 8.
most of them, even if it's coming down the right, like a roof shot coming off the back, I'll come, you know, that the player on the left will come across and take it. But then sometimes they don't. You kind of see them in the corner of your eye, and they haven't come when you're not sure.
16
I do prefer
serves
if you
8.
can to play kind of left and right, or each player just plays it as it comes to them.
Plays as it comes to them, yeah.
But
when you've an outstanding player like Tadgh O'Neill, the temptation is always there to let O'Neill take a lot of the play, because he's playing really well. He's the best player in the alley here, I would say, so far in this minor championship final. Here he is again with a chance. Flicks around the walls. Oh, beautiful shot. Fantastic shot.
The traditionalists will be happy with that kill.
Second hand.
It's a pure 60/30 shot. Transplanted to the 40/20. A flat roll.
16
I see
serves
Gavin
8.
Buggy in the crowd. It would remind you of a shot you might see from him.
Yeah. He actually has two underhands,
Second serve.
which is a rare thing.
But I think it's a bit more of that, Paul, that the Wexford lads need, because it's definitely the difference so far, just that when Cork are getting the chances, they're taking the kills.
Yeah, you really do need to kill the ball in doubles, because it's hard to win a point with a passing shot in doubles with that extra man there to cover a bit of ground. Here's another chance for Wexford. Oh, a little bit careless.
Point.
Just rushed it a little
Timeout
bit.
called. 17-8.
Timeout Cork, so that's one each. The score is 17-8.
We're back to King's Court here, and the score is 17-8. The referee is he's taking no chances here. He's ordering the players back to the court. But he's right. I suppose he stick to the rules. I think it's timeout is 30 seconds. That's usually observed more in the
Cork
breach.
serving.
But it is 30
Second
seconds.
server.
He's right to enforce it.
17.
No, and he is, and he's asked the
eight.
players from early on as well not to leave the court here, because there can often be two, you could say, the equivalent of 2 timeouts taken
Side
when
away.
lads start going outside for
Absolutely.
a drink and a
cigarette.
8 serves 17.
8-17. Wexford back in the service box now.
What would your advice be, or what would you think would be a good
Second
move
hand.
for the Wexford lads at this stage? I think maybe get something going, try get a few points, maybe get some serve going that they could bring into the second game.
Yeah, I think they need to be probably a little bit more adventurous, because they're going to need to take chances. Probably play some low percentage shots, because this game is going away from them, and with such a lead, unless they take a few chances, they're not going to claw it back. Like the likes of that shot there, I nearly advise them to go for it, especially on their own serve.
Side away.
Never die under. You're a good man to go for the kill. Like, it's so important to go for the kill, isn't it? When it's there for you.
Yeah, I suppose it's something.
17
it's
serves
something
8.
I've been working on too. You know, it's. I think when you look back over a game, sometimes you can clearly see where you played it around or played a roof shot. Maybe when you went for a kill, and I think that'd always be the way. But it's definitely something over the last year or two that I thought more and more. Again, at that level when you're down. Oh.
I thought that
tore
ball
up the
was
floorboards
down.
there.
It skipped. It's a hand off.
I thought so as well. In fairness,
It's tough on the call. They kind of
17 serves 8.
up there, and to me, tricky one. Cormac was a no doubt.
Point.
I know. I often train
Made the
with
decision
Cormac.
with conviction there. So
18-8.
I know I train with Cormac, and he would definitely take that if he hit that shot, without a doubt. But sure, that's the joys of it. Another chance for Tadgh Neill here, left hand. It's pure power. He doesn't even have to hit it that low because he's hitting it so hard that it's catching the Wexford lads flat-footed.
Well, I suppose the advantage of it too, Paul, is when you're hitting it that hard.
19-8.
As Paul Brady will be doing later on, is you mightn't win on an incredible serve there as well. But when you hit the ball that hard,
20.
you mightn't win
Game
on
ball
that
serves
shot.
8.
But, you know, even had Butler from Wexford got that ball there, it was going to be a flick up, and he probably was going to win on the next one.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a very good point.
That's it.
There's
First
the first game. No real surprises. 21-8 win for Cork.
Yeah, it was a I suppose
Killian
6-3 to
Killian
Cork
grabbed that
early
ball
on,
off
and then I think the Wexford boys rallied well to bring it back to 8-7. But you know, as expected, the Cork boys are the reigning champions. They have a lot of experience together at this level, and they've pulled away there to win that first game 21-8. But you know, the Wexford lads are rallying well. But I think, as you said, if they could maybe be a bit more adventurous in this second game.
Probably going to have to. I think we're just going to go to a break here for a couple of minutes.
Wexford serve first.
Lost the first game 21-8 to the reigning champions Cork. They're back in the
0-0.
First of all, they need a fast start here, Mark.
Yeah, and I think, as we were saying there, Paul, just before the break, it'd be nice to see them just be a bit more adventurous, go for a few more kills here, and put it, you know.
Side away.
It seems like the Cork boys are definitely going to do it, but I think that's what Wexford will have to do as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to, because it's they're up against it, and you know, he went for that. He missed it by a few inches. I wouldn't mind that. They are going to have to probably come out of their comfort zones a little bit and up the ante aggression wise.
I think at this level, Paul, really most chances, unless it's a real tricky one off the back wall, if it's on your good hand coming off the back wall anyway, kind of straight at all, you know, that's a chance at this level. It should at least be, you know,
an attempt.
It should be at least a few foot high going down the side, and if lower, all the better.
All the better.
2-0.
Especially on your own serve, you know, you've got to go for it. Sharp ball there by David Walsh. When was the last time the same pair won a minor doubles? So retain the minor doubles, Martin.
Second hand.
Connell Crehan won it twice.
The actual same pairing, I think we'll have to look back quite a few years to. So last year, as we said, the Cork boys are the reigning champions. The year before that, we had the Wexford pairing of Daniel Cavan and Keith Armstrong. Tyrone the year before that, Johnny Woods and Ryan Mullen, who won the under-21 doubles today. And before that, we had 2 years of Colin Crehan with Barry Nash, and the year before that with Niall Bolton.
Second hand.
Looking through here, back through the years,
I think it was right back as far as 96, 95, Cork.
0-2.
Tony Gerard Haley. I think that was the last time it happened, which is incredible.
Which is Cork as well. So
Cork as well. So it's 20 years. So it really takes an exceptional team to do it, and it's looking like it's going to be Cork today. And Wexford did pull off a tremendous kill there a couple of rallies ago, but I just think they're a little bit overmatched against a player like Tadgh Neill, who's probably senior standard really playing minor, isn't he, Martin?
Yeah, I think we've, in fairness to Tadgh, an incredible player, and I think you hit the nail on the head earlier on. It won't be long before we'll be seeing him in the senior ranks.
David Walsh is no slouch either. A lovely left-handed kill there. There's a chance for O'Neill. Hint of a cover. Referee says play on. Back to O'Neill. And he kills it with the left hand. And this is a fast start, 4-0, and Wexford need to stop the rot fairly quick.
4-0.
The danger here is, it's still David serving first hand. The danger here is that they could really run away with it. Good pick by David there. And good cover.
Point.
And it's the power probably.
And that's with the left hand,
Didn't have to be pinpoint accurate when you had that kind of power.
5-0.
5-0 now. We're still on, as you say, on Cork's first hand. Chance for David Walsh. Got to hit away from himself.
Point.
Some bit of confusion there.
I thought
know,
it clipped them on the way out, to be honest.
I think
6-0.
maybe the Wexford lads thought the same, but
Point.
I think they'd
7.
have to take a
Timeout
timeout here,
call.
to be honest, and they have
Timeout. We're going to bring
7-0.
James
30
Brady in
seconds.
here quickly while we have the timeout. James, how do you see the senior game going later on?
Definitely going to be a massive win here.
He's getting a few pucks from Michael Finnegan at the same time. He has to be careful what he says.
Sorry for that rude interruption, folks. We're back here now. It's 7-0 to Cork, and they look pretty much in command. Oh no, that's a nice kill by Butler in the left corner. That's what we were talking about, Martin. They're going to have to go for those low percentage shots to claw this back.
7-0.
Definitely, and they need to get Cork out right away here if possible.
Chance for Butler.
He's
Point.
going for them in fairness,
Yeah,
but
he is.
it is a tricky one that's kind of coming
8-0.
across, sliding across the back wall as opposed to a straight off the glass like that. That for me there, that one there would be one I'd be more inclined to shoot for, one that's straight.
Absolutely, yeah. That
Point.
that one that
Great
came
passing
across the
shot by
glass.
David.
You had to have your feet right, your timing right. Everything had to be
9-0.
right. It's a really technically a difficult shot. It's 9-0 now, and the game is getting away from Wexford a little bit. Don't think, no, he didn't get that.
Side
I
away.
actually kind of like that serve when you're playing down the right. If you kind of go for one right into the
0-9.
corner, but even if it clips, the other player's turning onto their left hand, and most of the time they don't kill it.
Yeah.
And if it works out, you've a great serve into the corner or maybe a crack.
Skip.
That's down. There are two
Point.
players I know that like to hit that shot, actually. Lewis Marino and Brian Carroll.
1-9.
They both are very comfortable off the back wall with their left hand.
Yes.
In fact, Carroll is nearly more comfortable off his left hand off the back wall.
Well, you could be fool playing
Point.
Brian thinking that he won't do much with that left, but he, as you said there,
2-9.
when Brian lines up with the left, I think he's actually, sometimes I think he's
Reserve.
left-handed.
Yeah, well, he plays guitar left-handed. We're getting on the side here, but
Reserve.
You know the
2-9.
nitty-gritty stuff now.
yeah, you often saw him playing guitar there.
There's been actually a few great passing shots the last few rallies by David Walsh.
Second hand.
It's really coming into the game now as well.
2-9.
2-9. Here's Butler with that powerful underhand again. Back into Walsh.
It's a tricky one.
Tricky one.
Point.
I think he was trying to kill that and just hit a little bit high, but he got rewarded for his effort.
3-9.
But he did let it down and hit it hard, and sometimes it can just work out.
Nice flick to the ceiling. Again, there's another example. Both Cork men going for the same ball. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing they're going to have to tighten up on if they go up to senior or even intermediate ranks.
4-9.
Yes. Yeah, I suppose it'll be, I suppose that year after minor is an interesting kind of year, what paths different players
Point.
take, obviously having won it last year, both players are eligible
5-9.
for intermediate, but I suppose their other option is to play under 21, which some players go for. I'd be surprised
Point.
if Tadgh Neill didn't play intermediate
I'd
next
imagine
year.
he will,
I'd
yeah.
imagine that'll be his grade.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
6-9.
I think under 21 would be nearly a step back from, or definitely wouldn't mark much progress because intermediate is a higher grade, and I'd imagine on the strength of his
7
performances
serves
this year, he'd
9.
be one of the favourites to win the intermediate.
Definitely. I suppose it's worth noting here it was 9-0. It's now 9-7, and Wexford on a bit of a run here.
There's a good shot.
Point.
Great shot by Walsh, and a clench of the fist. Their body language is very good. They're not dropping the heads. As we said, they're overpowered a little bit, but they're very, very game.
8 serves 9.
It's a very hard thing to come back from 9-0
And they've done it. They've almost
Having
done it.
lost the first game, you know, a lot of teams have dropped the head.
Well,
Great pick.
Fantastic pick. That's great stuff.
Point.
Now we're together at 9.
Game on.
Yeah.
Together at 9.
Surprised that Cork, to be honest, Cork didn't take a time out there.
A little bit of complacency maybe creeping in, and naturally enough, you win the first game, you go 9-0 up, you think you're in charge, but
Chance here. Those are chances, Paul, though, when you're really in there at the short line and you know you're not under pressure.
you have to go for them.
Point.
Bad hand there by David Walsh.
Timeout
There's the
Cork,
timeout. And
10-9.
if you'd have said to me 5 minutes ago that at 9-0 that it'll be 10-9,
30 seconds.
I wouldn't have believed it.
Cork taking a time out. Yeah, it
Wexford
looked
good
like
value
it
for their
looked-
10 points there.
Yes, very good handball, and we're going to be in for an interesting second half of this second game.
Absolutely, we're going to go to a break shortly, but it's 10-9 for anyone who's just joined us here to Wexford in the second game. They lost the first game 21-8, went 9-0 down in the second, but they've found a rhythm. They're going for the big shots, they're converting them, and Cork, I think, have got a little bit sloppy in the last couple of rallies.
See some Gavin Buggy giving some advice to the Wexford pairing, a seasoned doubles player and a great coach. There's a lot of work down in St. Joseph's Handball Club and in
Okay,
Wexford
lads,
in
back
general.
I think he's the ultimate handball man. He's a referee, he's a player, he's a coach, and does an awful lot for the sport.
Very nice referee. Be complimentary of your kills and everything. You might even get a great shot or something like that.
I wouldn't.
I think some
You
of the
might.
Americans, if they're watching, who've experienced them, might don't know what's happening, but
That's just
which might work to our advantage.
That's just the underhand.
Okay.
Wexford.
10 serves
Wexford.
9.
Is this the first or second hand for Wexford, Martin? I'm not sure. They're back in.
I think it could be this second hand.
They're back in anyway at 10-9. Let's see what Cork's response is to conceding
Well,
10 points in a row.
You know, Cork would have been taking that time out in the hope of breaking that run, breaking the rhythm, and I suppose what Gavin probably would have said to the Wexford lad is keep the belief going and keep fighting.
Side
and,
away.
you know, I suppose ideally they would have tried to make a
9
point
serves
there,
10.
but you can see the advantage of a timeout there as well. Just break that rhythm and get back in serving.
Yeah, just a hand there by Adam Walsh. Certainly had been playing really well. It just threw it the momentum and let Cork back in. So they've got to get back in.
Point.
Just as I say, that's a mistake by Butler, but they've got to get back
Together
in
10.
now and make sure the Cork don't go on another run. Oh, it's a
Point.
beautiful crack serve.
Fantastic serve.
Almost dead weight.
What it seemed to me there, he just seemed really relaxed hitting that serve.
11-10.
I think I think it might have been Eugene Kennedy telling me a quote he heard from David Chapman there lately, that you'll never hit one of those crack serves unless you're relaxed. You know, if you're trying to force it, it just won't
Second
happen.
Doesn't
hand.
happen for you.
But a beautiful serve. In fairness to Wexford, they're battling hard here. Where Cork are on their second hand. Screen, I would have
Screen
thought.
serve, yeah.
Good
Good
call.
call.
Screen.
McMahon's refereeing this game well.
2 serves.
There's James Brady, of course, in the commentary position there beside Joe Martin. Good intermediate, Big Alley All-Ireland champion last year.
Reserve again.
With Paul, a fantastic win down in Wexford, wasn't it?
The final was in Roscommon, actually.
Final, but I think
Reserve.
it was the year before that they played Wexford.
Yeah,
but
Wexford beat them the year
yes.
before.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that back.
11-10.
up there now. I thought that
Mention
might
the
have been
war.
last year. Huh? Old wounds are being opened up. Huh? But no, up to the senior Big Alley.
An excellent passing shot by
Point.
Tadgh Neill there. He just caught Adam Walsh going
12-10.
forward. He had to switch direction. And now you can see O'Neill. It's a renewed effort here now. He's going to try and close this one out if he can.
It's quite congested there, not a whole lot of space. Oh, bit of spin on it,
Point.
It's tough to generate spin like that off a backwall shot, isn't it?
bit of wrinkle. Yeah. But look at that.
13-10.
I think we were saying there that Cork really, we were surprised
Short.
that there hadn't been a timeout, but
Short.
when they did take it, it was 10-9 and now it's 13-10.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
you
they'll
can-
be happy with the turnaround there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see
Second
by
serve.
Tadgh O'Neill here that he's in the mood to up the ante and try and get over the line and get the cup for the second year in a row.
Good roof shot. He's going to go.
There's a good shot.
Good pick.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Point.
just the only really difference between the teams is O'Neill's kills and a few hand hours by Wexford. Like, you know, there's
14-10.
Wexford are definitely a strong pair, and you know they're.
Short.
I think in other years they might have won a minor doubles. This Wexford pair, and they're definitely come close.
I think, as you said, there hasn't been a partnership that's won a back-to-back double since the mid-90s. So that's just giving people an indication of, you know, how the quality of Tadgh O'Neill and David Walsh. You know, and as you said there, the Wexford pair are playing fantastic stuff, and this game is by no means over.
Here's a chance.
But as you said, other years they probably would have won it. For sure.
I think so.
I think if they can push hard
10
here and just
serves 14.
they could bring it back to 12 or 13, 14 or more here, they're
very
still well
interesting,
within
yeah.
this game.
Absolutely. Now they can't afford to hit a double fault or anything like that here. They've got to. Their concentration's got to be tip top now for the next few rallies.
It's a good return. That's a chance for Tadgh.
Digs it out. That's a nice shot. That's a Michael Finnegan special there off the right side.
We'll be seeing plenty of those now in this next
10-14.
This next game.
Does Colin Crean play that shot too, Martin?
Yes, and just in kind of a build up to that, I suppose there'll be power, there'll be kills, there'll be everything on show today.
14-10.
Timeout Cork. We'll see a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Who's calling this timeout, Paul? Is it Cork?
It's a Cork
One more
timeout
left.
at 14-10, and we're going to go to a quick break, I think. But back to the action here, and Cork are about to return to the court. They're 14-10 up. These pair of Mallow men that are looking to win their second All-Ireland 40x20 minor doubles championship
14 serves
in succession.
10.
They're 14-10 up. If you're just joining us, Cork won the first game 21-8, went 9-0 up in the second, fell 10-9 down, took a timeout, and have come back in and steadied the ship. And they're back in the court now after their second timeout. But Wexford are hanging in there gamely and really doing well. There's a good kill by Wexford.
That's what they need now. They really do need Paul, in my opinion,
Second
to keep
hand.
them here if they can. You know, it's very easy to say that, but it's a crucial point in the
Reserve,
game
check
now.
the ball,
Cork at
please.
2 hands there. If they could get Tadgh O'Neill out here and keep Cork scoreless in this hand and make a few points themselves, it'd be a great help to them if they're to make an impression on the rest of this match.
Absolutely, I think you're 100% right. The destination of this second game will be decided in the next couple of rallies, I feel.
There's that
Point.
power again. I think he's hitting it so hard. It's like you're hearing it after it's gone by you.
Sonic boom.
15-10.
15-10. Well got.
What a pick!
2 hops, thank
What
you.
a great pick!
Point.
Phenomenal pick by Tadgh. There was actually a great pick by Wexford as well.
A great effort. It took an
16-10.
exceptional get to actually keep that rally alive.
That's a good shot, and I think 17-10.
Point.
It's
Timeout
starting to get away
called.
from the Leinster champions a little bit.
17-10.
Timeout. They're calling a timeout, and it's a good call. But definitely, it's definitely turning in Cork's favour now. The pressure is really on, and with the way Tadgh O'Neill is serving there and the power, I wouldn't be surprised if he could finish it off in this hand here.
Welcome back. It's 17-10 to Cork. Tadgh O'Neill, the man we keep talking about, is serving, and he's
Point.
it's a hand
18-10.
there from Adam Walsh to make it 18-10. Set up on Adam on the left hand here.
It's a tricky one.
Tricky one, and a good shot by Adam Walsh.
A good return, put the Cork parent into the back court.
10 serves 18.
They just have struggled, Paul, in the last few hands just to make a point. From that time out at 10-9, it seems to really have made a difference to the Cork parent. From 10-9 down, they've went on a run of 9-0
hand.
again. But there's a point from Wexford now. Or sorry, it's a side out.
It's a side
second
out.
hand.
It's 10-18.
10-18.
It's hard to see a way back for Wexford now. Oh, look at that! In fairness, it was a weak serve. It was a nice height for O'Neill, but he pulled it away. He executed.
It's a very difficult thing. Just I know we've been saying a few times that it seemed a bit of a lazy one there, but we've said a few times that maybe there was a bit of an uncertainty who was going to take what with Cork. But in fairness, in general, they've a great understanding. And
there's a beautiful shot there. Not the flashiest shot, but very effective. At 2 or
19-10.
19 plays 10.
But it's very hard, I suppose I was trying to say there, it's very hard to pinpoint one of the players. You know, I'm sure Wexford are probably trying their best to keep it away from him because he's killing so well, but
Side away.
it's easier said than done with the way the Cork lads are playing.
You're right. You're dead right.
10-19.
A hand error from David Walsh. That's Wexford in at 10-19.
Point.
Oh.
An uncharacteristic miss, but it was still coming on to Tadgh. He was trying to aim it down into the right corner here, but it's still
11-19.
His right hand.
Maybe the Wexford lads would be better advised to move out to the centre and play it down the right to Walsh. But then again, you're playing it on to David Walsh's right hand, so it's a tricky one. It's hard to find a weakness in a strong team. Here's a chance for O'Neill. Well dug out by Butler, and again does well. I'm very impressed with the guts of these Wexford fellas. They're sticking to their task, and they'll get the reward again there. They're a gutsy pair.
Definitely.
12-19.
12-19. You know, they just got stuck on 10 there for a while. Unfortunately, you know, it was 14-10. Had they made one or two at all, it'd be making this a lot easier for them.
Reserve.
But as you said, they're fighting so hard.
Again.
They have two hands here. Nothing to lose. Maybe just go for it.
12-19.
They went on a 10-point run earlier. If they can go on a 9-point run this time, they'll have the second game in the bag. Let's see. Oh, that's unlucky.
Very unlucky.
An unorthodox shot,
Second
but
hand.
it nearly worked. He was kind of caught in two
12-19.
minds, I think, and hit it on the half
Fly it
footer.
or very tricky
Short.
shot. But it was only inches away.
Chance for
Here's a
Wexford now.
chance.
He's got to go for it. He didn't really go for the kill. He tried to
Here's
drive it
the
back.
power. You'll see it here now.
There you go.
That's the
Side
difference,
away.
you know.
The chance was there for Wexford, Martin, but they just didn't take it.
19-12.
I see Merv McCann down there, who does a long-time coach at Charlie Shanks, this year senior singles winner. I remember Merv telling me when I was doing the same thing when kill chances were on and didn't take them. A good quote from him was, "When a man gives you a bun, eat it." You know, so
20.
Some of us take
Gimbal
that too
serves
literally.
12.
well, in the context of taking a kill anyway, I think I always remembered it. But
Yeah, it's a good metaphor. There's a good. Is that up? No,
Two
it's
halves.
not.
call by
Good
David
call.
Walsh.
Call by David Walsh, surely.
But we're on game ball here for Cork. 20 serving 12.
What's he going to do?
Tadgh
He's gonna
O'Neill
go low down the
servants.
left, is he?
20 serves
I'd imagine
12.
a hard one off the left side wall here. Wentford. Here's.
That's
There you
There
have
it
it.
is. Cork have done it. I think they're full value for their win.
So for the second year in a row, the boys minor doubles trophy will be heading south and to Mallow.
Your 2017 boys minor double champions from Cork, Tadgh Neill and David Walsh.
But all credit to the Wexford lads. You know, I think we did say it earlier on, the Cork boys were the favourites. They have a lot of experience here. They're the only team in over 20 years to do the same partnership, to do back-to-back. An incredible achievement and
Phenomenal. They're
well deserved.
Yeah, a very strong pair. But I think we'll hear a lot more about the Wexford lads as well. You know, Walsh and Butler from Wexford, good players, gutsy lads, gallant runners up, and I think if they stick with it, they'll go a long way in the game as well.
Definitely, they're just getting their medals here from Uachtaráin Líróidslava, but I think they're dead right. They're definitely going to be a pairing that we'll have to look out for, and we'll be definitely seeing more of them in the future.
You can see the presentation is on here. That's all from us, Martin, or from me. Anyway, I think you're staying on for the senior game.
Yes.
And now your champions, the 2017
Thanks.
Looking
boys
forward
minor
to
double
it.
champions,
Thanks very
retaining
much.
their title from Cork, Tadgh Neill and David Walsh. So once more, that's your boys minor doubles champions from Cork, Tadgh Neill, David Walsh. Well done, lads.